me badass. With the government, I took them to court. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you are just seeing this face for the very first time, my name is Mariam, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate I really appreciate you for coming back. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Watch till the end, and enjoy this video. So in today's video, as you can see with the title, me badass. As you can see with the title, it's not a clickbait. I'm telling you, no clickbait here. Originality. I'm being real with you. I took my visit to court. In fact, I took the government to court. Why? Guess who can guess? Drop your comments now. Like, pause this video and guess why I took my visit to court. Why? Like, my vice principal in secondary school, I took her to court. In fact, I want my son daily visit. I'm saying the school, the government, I took them to court. Actually, my parents did, but because of me and my friend, they took them to court, and we got a lot of support. Like, the support was alhamdulillah for the support, for the victory at last. So yeah, here's the story. So yeah, I went to a public secondary school after I finished my primary school at a Muslim private school. So I went to a public secondary school, and like, being the first person to go to a public school with my family, I was like, damn, first time. Like, when I first got to the school, I don't know, well, just before when I first got to school, I was like, like, what is this? What is this? I was like shocked because of the population. And yeah, that was it. JS1, I was fine. JS1, oh god, JS1 happened. We're not allowed to use hijab in our school. Like, all public schools don't use hijab in Lagos State. Yeah, we're not allowed to use hijab. Then we use beret. But the beret again, usually they said, okay, we are not allowed to use beret. Oh, we are allowed to use beret, but so people still has issue with we using beret. Because I can remember vividly, it was in junior school. Junior, probably JS1. I wore JS1. I wore my beret to class. Wait, was it in SS? This guy told me to collect my beret. Or was it in GS? I can't even remember which one. But that's not the main point. The point is, he collected my beret when I was in IRK class. In fact, it's in GS1. He collected my beret when I was in IRK class, and I was like, hell no. He was a prefect. I was like, no, you're not allowed to remove my beret. You can't remove my beret like that. Give me my beret. And you know, probably you're not supposed to talk to your prefect that way. But me, I did not know. As per JJC, he went to report to the VP, and they're like, you can't talk to prefect like that. But yeah, I know people, like, there are teachers that we know in that school that actually, okay, give her the beret back, you're not allowed to remove her beret, blah blah blah. You're actually allowed to use her beret. That was fine, that went. So the main reason, the main issue, the main thing that made me, my parents, and my friends take the government, like the whole government, Lagos State government, to court is because it is still funny because whenever I think back at this, because it happened in GS, when I was in GS2, that's 2013. When I was in GS2, me and my friend, my friend and I, we're going to school very early in the morning. Then my vice principal, my VP, she lives in the same route we're going to pass. So that day we entered the same bus. We were at the end, at the back seat. You know those long bus? I don't know if you know those long bus, but we were at the back seat. Me and my friend, we do that because obviously we go to school back and forth. Her name is As-salam, if you know her. you would have heard of her if you know about the hijab story, hijab rally and everything. You know those long bus, you sat at the back, like the back. She was at the extreme end of the one window, and we are at the extreme other end of the bus by the other window. Those are the back that sat in between us. They already got down at their bus stop. But she now saw, because of course we were in JS2, they know us at that point. I don't know. She knows us, yeah. Not like no us, because we're not a prefect, we're still in JS2. But yeah, we were still like people that they know. Do you get? Then she was not like, why are you putting on a hijab? That we should remove the hijab inside the bus. And I'm like, we were first like, like we don't understand. We did not say we don't understand, because we were still very small. We don't know what to say now. So we removed it. But we wore our beret, yeah. We were still in the bus. We removed it. So we now got to the stop. We wore it back. We got to the stop. She was not like, why would you be wearing hijab on our uniform? Just it's covering the school badge and everything. Like, what's the essence of the badge if we can't identify our students? Do you get? I mean, like, we are not in school yet, so why should we remove our hijab? That's what we thought. But we allowed her to go to the front. Then me and Asia, we put on our hijab back. Then we were like walking very slow at the back, so she could go far and not say okay. But she now looked back and saw us. She didn't say anything because she was already far from us. So we got to school. Then we did assembly. Then on assembly, she was like, you and you come up here. Then she was like, I asked you to remove your hijab. You had the audacity to wear it back. Like, she's a Yoruba VP. Like, or something like that. But she's making it a big deal. They're like, no, we can't wear the hijab. Like, that she said we should remove our hijab, we still had the audacity to put it on again. Something like that, Sha. We did not say anything. Because what are we to say? But inside the school, we were on berets. What are we to say? I don't even know if she collected it. I don't think she collected the hijab. So we left. She called the teacher that she knows, like, where's the hijab also in our school. And I'm like, around me, that most of the boy your hijab or the young people. Child got home. We didn't even plan. Like, we didn't even talk about it. I would tell our parents or anything. But me, I got up. I told my dad, as per, I was brought up with the hijab. So what would them? I'm not in school. Like, I'm not inside the school. I'm outside the school. And you're telling me to remove my hijab just because it's on my uniform and it's covering the badge. I'm like, why? My dad was like, oh, no sense when you and she asked her to told her popsy her dad and he was like, we don't know. I don't know. All we knew was that we went back to school the next day. The same way we go to school with our hijab and everything, but we didn't meet her again. Then I guess my parents went to meet the Amir of MSS and they discussed everything, and they were like, no, that was when the hijab rally started. That was when the hijab rally started, since 2013, 2014, I guess. I can't really remember, but it started within that year, 2013, 2014. And yeah, took the matter to court. They said we should we now went to a lawyer's house. God, I've forgotten this man. It's late now. If I remember, I'll put it as a caption. I'll find out, so I'll put it as a caption. Then we went to his house. Went from school. But after that, I don't know where they went to tell her anything. No. But we just, like, she didn't disturb us about the job. She didn't say anything. We now got close. Like, we later got close to the VP. But because we already took up the case that, okay, they cannot be harassing students like that because they are putting on the job and everything. They took the case to court. We went to meet the lawyers and everything. We told them what happened and everything. Then they took the government to court. The first time I went to that was the first time I went to the court, and I even sat down when they were judging other case, when they were listing other case before our case. Then we presented. No, like we just said what we only did at the court was our introduction, but the lawyers did their thing. Then after that, we met with other lawyers and everything. Then the hijab rally, we participated in the hijab rally. But after 2013, 14, there was no disturbance. I don't know if at that point, the first time we did not win the case, it was overruled, and we lost. But we took the case to Court of Appeal, and we appealed the case, which was granted. Then we won, like God. When I came back, because I went to school and I didn't come home for how many years, so I didn't even know what was happening again. I can be very oblivious to things when I'm not in surroundings and everything, like, which is very bad, because I didn't even know that we later won the case. It was when I came home of recent when I knew that we won the case. And yeah, I'm gonna do it. So here I was giving this award. I don't know, they spelled my name so wrong in this thing. Mariam. I don't know why. Like from the onset, I don't know where they made the mistake. Instead of Sulaimon, they wrote Oyeni. They took my father's surname instead of his name, so they gave me Mariam Oyeni. And yeah, in honor of the hijab case victory, since 2013, we won the case. 2021. Like, how this case, this scenario, this hijab case just made me realize that no matter how long you're facing trials, calamity and everything, victory would always prevail. Like, after every hardship comes ease, because 8 good years, and we later won. Like, we later won, and now we're allowed to use, there's a ruling now that you're allowed to use hijab in a public school. So if you're watching this, know this and know this well. You are now allowed to use hijab in your school. Any teacher, anybody that violates the court order or go against it, molest you, try to remove your hijab because you're wearing it in school, just tell. If you're in MSS, you'll surely be an MSS your school. Then you report to the Amir or a teacher handling the MSS program in your school. You report, and they take it to the rightful authorities. And yeah, the rules are, if you are to wear, you're allowed to wear the hijab, or there are some guidelines for you to know how to wear the hijab. You should pick a hijab that matches your school uniform color, and your hijab should have a badge. It should not be very big, like small size hijab. The one I'm wearing is a little big, but a small size hijab. Okay, like this. This is my sister's hijab that she wears to school. Something like this. You can see it matches her school uniform. So now she wears the hijab in school. You're allowed to wear your hijab in school. And if any teacher says you should tuck in your hijab, you are not allowed talking. If you are putting inside your shirt, it doesn't gives the vibe of the hijab. That's not what hijab is. Hijab is supposed to be out and free. That's not what the court ruling says. The court ruling says you're allowed to use the hijab freely, but it should be the color of your uniform and with a badge. If this one, I'm putting it out to all MSS in each public school, is that you guys come together, buy a material, sew the hijab for the Muslim students and let them purchase from you guys, so the color and the hijab, the texture and everything will rhyme, or the school itself can actually produce these hijabs and sell to the students so they don't contradict their school uniform or make it anything. If you are going to a school that is wearing green, you shouldn't be wearing hijab, purple hijab, because you are not allowed to use hijab in school. It doesn't make any sense. So let's follow these rulings, these guidelines to wearing the hijab in school so it doesn't backfire. The rule, the court order doesn't backfire on us. The victory doesn't come back to us, backfire on us just because we're using the hijab wrongly. Don't let us give them reasons to want to go to court and say, okay, oh, the hijab, they are misusing the hijab, they are violating the use of the hijab. So let's know what is right and what is wrong, when to use, where to use the hijab, how to use the hijab, and when to use the hijab. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed my story time and learned one or two things from this video. And if you do, please give this video a thumbs up, share, and subscribe if you haven't, because why not now? Why have you not subscribed? Share so that others can watch this video and learn and know their rights, because now you have the right that's been stamped and ordered by the court, the Supreme Court, that you're allowed to use hijab in schools right now, like schools, public schools, public secondary schools. You're allowed to use the hijab. Nobody, I'm saying it again, I'm emphasizing, nobody is allowed, is granted the opportunity to want to take the hijab from your head, because we've fought those battles. We fought the battle from 2013 to 2022 before we were granted that victory. So look at the gap. We fought the battle and we've won. So now let's use that victory wisely. Let's enjoy the victory that Allah has bestowed on us, and use it wisely so it doesn't backfire and doesn't go back to us. As-salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.